Good morning, children. Today we are going to discuss the theorems on parallel lines. We have already discussed some of the angles which are formed by parallel lines. Today we are going to discuss the theorems in the parallel lines or formed by the parallel lines. So basically these are the theorems where we are going to prove corresponding angles test, interior angles test and the alternate angles test. Also there is an application of uh, parallel angles. So we are going to see all these theorems today. When you will get your stationaries, you need to write these theorems in your notebook. Interior angle theorem. Let's see the first theorem. This theorem is kind of an indirect proof, but let's see what it is. Theorem: if two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal, the interior angles on either side of the transversal are supplementary. If two angles are intersected by transversal, so these are two lines and they are intersected by a transversal, so the interior angles formed are supplementary. That is the interior angles test. So given here, line L is parallel to line M and line N is the transversal. Hence, as shown in the figure, A and B are the interior angles formed on one side, while C and D are interior angles which are formed on the other side of the transversal. So to prove angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degree and angle D plus angle C equals to 180 degree. Now let's start with the proof now. Here three possibilities arise regarding the sum of the measures of angle A and angle B. That means there are three possible cases when I put up the relationship between angle A and angle B. So the first case is angle A plus angle B is less than 180 degree. Now you will imagine why we are discussing everything in case of angle A and angle B. Whatever is applicable for angle A and angle B automatically becomes applicable for angle C and angle D. So we are right now going through angle A and angle B. So let us start. First case is where angle A plus angle B will be less than 180 degree. That means the sum of angle A and angle B will be less than 180 degree. Second is angle A plus angle B is greater than 180 degree. That means the sum of angle A and angle B will be greater than 180 degree. And the third case is angle A plus angle B equals to 180 degree. This is what third case we need to prove. So let's start with the possibilities one by one. So let's start with the first possibility. Let us assume that the possibility angle A plus angle B is less than 180 degrees true. This is called as indirect proof, where we take the wrong statements first to prove and prove them to be wrong, and then we get automatically the correct statement. So first we are going to assume, or let us consider that the first statement is correct, that the sum of angle A and angle B is less than 180 degree. So there is something which is called as Euclid's postulate. If the line L and line M are produced, will intersect each other on the side of the transversal where angle A and angle B are formed. So if their angle is less than 180 degree, then as per the Euclid's postulate, what happens? These lines will intersect. If I extend both the lines, both the parallel lines, they are supposed to intersect each other if their sum is less than 180 degree. But line L and line M are parallel lines, correct? That's given to us. Therefore, angle A plus angle B less than 180 degree is impossible. That means if they are intersecting, then they will be no longer parallel lines. But we have already mentioned that they are parallel lines. So we cannot say that angle A plus angle B is less than 180 degrees true. Let us assume the second condition, that angle A plus angle B equals to 180 degree is true. Therefore, angle A plus angle B greater than 180 degree, but angle A plus angle D is 180 degree. Angle A plus angle D is 180 degree because it has linear pair. It's a straight angle, that means its sum will be 180 degree. And also angle C plus angle B, which is also a linear pair or a straight angle, their sum is also 180 degree. So if angle A plus angle D plus angle C plus angle B equals to 180 degree plus 180 degree, that is equal to 360 degree. So if I take angle C plus angle D equals to 360 degree minus angle A plus angle B, that means I have taken this angle A and angle B on the other side, so it becomes negative. So if angle A plus angle B is greater than 180 degree, then 360 degree minus angle A plus angle B will be less than 180 degree, correct or no? So if angle A and angle B is greater, its sum is greater than 180 degree, obviously its subtraction will be less than 180 degree, right? So angle C plus angle D is less than 180 degree. So in that case, line L and line M produced will intersect each other on the same side of the transversal where angle C and angle D are formed. So again the line L and line M, if angle C plus angle D is less than 180 degree, that means the lines L and M will also intersect, correct? Now if the angles intersect, that means angle A plus angle, that means the condition that angle A plus angle B greater than 180 degrees is impossible, because we have already mentioned that angle line L and line M are parallel. Then the third possibility, angle A plus angle B is 180 degrees. Since the first two conditions are wrong, that means the third condition is obviously true. Therefore angle A plus angle B is 180 degree, and since angle A plus angle B is 180 degree, angle C plus angle D is also 180 degree. This type of proofs are called as indirect proof. Indirect proofs are not for you to study, but you just need to understand the condition, because till 10th standard we don't give to write the indirect proof for exams, but you should know what are indirect proofs. That's why some of the indirect proofs are introduced to you in the syllabus, but you don't have to study this theorem, you just try to understand the concept. Next is corresponding angles and alternate angles theorem. We already know what is a corresponding angles and what are alternate angles. So first let's start with the corresponding angles theorem. The corresponding angles formed by the transversal of two parallel lines are of equal measures. The corresponding angles which are formed by a transversal of two parallel lines are of equal measures. That means the corresponding angles are equal. So line L is parallel to line M, it's given to us, and line N is the transversal. Line L is parallel to line M and line N is the transversal. So we have to prove that corresponding angle to A is B, correct? So angle A is congruent to angle B. Now let us consider first. Angle A plus angle C is 180 degree. It's a linear pair. And I think I have discussed the linear pair also last time when I was showing angles formed by the parallel lines. So then angle B and angle C is equal to 180 degree by the property of interior angles. We have seen the interior angles theorem. So I will equate now. See here this one is 180 degree and this one is also 180 degree. So both are 180 degree. So if their right hand sides are equal, that means their left hand sides will be also equal. So angle A plus angle C equals to angle B plus angle C. Here C and C both are common, so they get cancelled. So what is left? Angle A equals to angle B. Then theorem, the alternate angles formed by a transversal of two parallel lines are of equal measures. Given line L is parallel to line M and line N is a transversal. Same thing. So I have to prove here alternate angles to be congruent. So I have to prove that angle D is congruent to angle B. Again same thing, angle D plus angle C, they form a linear pair that is equal to 180 degree. Then angle C plus angle B, that is an interior angle, so that is also 180 degree. So angle D plus angle C equals to angle C plus angle B. So angle C and C gets cancelled, become common. So angle D is equal to angle B. So that is the alternate angles theorem. Now we are going to use this parallel lines property to prove a theorem. Now this theorem is important because for your exams we have already seen one theorem, the vertically opposite angles theorem. The vertically opposite angles theorem, and so and this is the another theorem. This is the another theorem which is also important. So vertically opposite angles theorem, and this is sum of angles in a triangle is 180 degree. Okay, that also we are going to ask for the exam. There is two more theorems. There are two more theorems that we will be asking. I'll let you know as the theorems as we study those theorems. Okay. So let us start with this now. Use of properties of parallel lines. Let us start. The theorem is sum of measures of all the angles of a triangle is 180 degree. So that's the statement. We have already studied the statement in 8th standard that sum of all the angles in the theorem is 180 degree. Correct? And you have calculated using that property the measures of the angles. But today we are going to prove those theorems. Okay, or we are going to prove that property. So given triangle ABC is any triangle. They have given over there, you can see the triangle ABC is a triangle. I have to prove that the sum of all the measures, that means angle A plus angle B plus angle C equals to 180 degree, or angle ABC plus angle ACB plus angle BAC equals to 180 degree. Okay, we need to prove it. So I will have to do a little bit of a construction. Okay, let's start with the construction. Draw a line parallel to BC here. Here this is a BC side. We have to draw a line which is parallel to BC. So that line is passing through point A. That line passes through point A. And on the line take the points P and Q. Okay, on the line take the points P and Q such that A is between P and Q. Now proof. First, line PQ is parallel to BC and AB is the transversal. Line PQ is parallel to BC and segment AB is the transversal. So looking at the line and the transversal, we'll have to write their alternate angles. So angle ABC is congruent to angle PAB. You can see here PAB congruent to ABC. It makes a Z. So that becomes an alternate angles. That will name as number 1. Next, line PQ is parallel to line BC. Line PQ is parallel to line BC. And AC is the transversal. Now we have changed the transversal. Even if the line is same, we have changed the transversal. So looking at those parallel lines and the transversal, I'll write the next pair of next pair of alternate angles. So angle ACB is equal to angle QAC. You can see over here QAC. ACB, it makes a Z over here also, it's ulta Z. So that's number 2 alternate angle, that's the second pair. Now let's equate the two pairs, that means pair number 1 and pair number 2, and let's see what is common in both the pairs. So can you make out what is common in both the pairs? Angle ABC is congruent to angle PAB and angle ACB is congruent to angle QAC. So I will add this now, number 1 and number 2. So angle ABC plus angle ACB, angle PAB plus angle QAC. Okay. So that is the Third equation. Now I will add angle BAC, and I am adding angle BAC on both the sides. So here I will get angle ABC plus angle ACB plus angle BAC equals to angle PAB plus angle QAC plus angle BAC. I have added angle BAC on both the sides. Now what is the angle PAB, BAC and QAC? That's the order of the angles. So the angles are written in a order, otherwise no change is done. So angle PAB plus angle BAC plus angle QAC. But angle PAB, angle BAC and angle QAC, they make a straight angle. A straight angle has the measurement of 180 degree. Okay. So angle PAB plus angle BAC plus angle QAC equals to 180 degree. So now here what they have done is, here one more step they have done is PAB plus BAC, they have written as PAC, angle addition property it is. So that is equal to 180 degree. So angle ABC plus angle ACB plus angle BAC equals to 180 degree. Hence the sum of measures of all the angles in a triangle is 180 degree. Next is interior angles test. If the angles formed by a transversal of two distinct lines are supplementary, then the two lines are parallel. We need to prove that. That means this is now converse of interior angles test. That means they have told that the interior angles are supplementary, but we need to prove that the lines are parallel. So this is called as converse. Okay. So line XY is a transversal of line AB and line CD. Okay. So angle BPQ plus angle PQD equals to 180 degree. We are taking only one pair, because if we prove one pair to be supplementary, the other automatically becomes supplementary. So line AB is parallel to line CD. Now here again we are going to start proving with indirect proof. Okay. Let us suppose that the statement to be proved is wrong. That means we are going to prove the statements wrong. That is, we assume that line AB and line CD is not parallel. Okay, we are going to start proving that line AB and line CD. That means now we need to prove what? That the line AB and line CD is parallel. But we will try to prove that they are not parallel. The indirect proofs are always, we need to prove something that is opposite. Okay, always. So triangle PQT is formed if they are not parallel. That means the lines will intersect at one point and the triangle will be formed. If the lines will intersect, then the triangles will be formed. So here we get the triangle PQT. Now angle TPQ, then angle PQT and angle PTQ, that is equal to 180 degree. That is the sum of all the angles in a triangle is 180 degree. That's the theorem we have proved before. But angle TPQ and angle PQT equals to 180 degree. That is given. That is the sum of two angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Okay. Because this is mentioned over here. So but instead of taking BPQ, they have taken TPQ. Okay. And instead of taking PQD, they have taken PQT. That's the only difference. That's the same statement over here. That's written only instead of B and D, they have taken T because it lies in between B is between P and T, and D is between Q and T. Okay, so sum of the three angles of a triangle is 180 degree. That means if here in this case, if TPQ plus PQT is 180 degree, so here it will be 180 degree plus angle PTQ equals to 180 degree. So 180 degree will get cancelled. So what will be left? Angle PTQ will be equal to 0 degree. Therefore, line PT and line QT means line AB and line CD are not distinct lines. So if line PT and line QT, even if they are intersecting and if their angles are 0 degree, that means they are not distinct lines, they are not different lines, they are the same lines. But in the given, they have already mentioned that they are distinct lines, they are different lines. So we have a contradiction between what is given and what we have proved wrong. Therefore, our assumption, or that the statement that we have considered, that line AB parallel to line CD is wrong. Hence, line AB and line CD are parallel. So our assumption is wrong. This indicates that the lines are parallel. That means the line AB and line CD is parallel. That is the interior angles test. Let's take now the alternate angles test. Again, the inverse of the theorem that we have seen before. If a pair of alternate angles formed by a transversal of two lines is congruent, then the two lines are parallel. That means here we are proving opposite to what we have seen in alternate angles theorem. So here, if the alternate angles are congruent, that means the lines are parallel. So line L is a transversal of line M and N. Thus here N is transversal and line L and M are just two lines, and angle A and angle B are congruent to each other. Okay. So I have to prove that line L is parallel to line M. Now angle A plus angle C is equal to 180 degree, angles in the linear pair. Then angle A equals to angle B, that is given over here. That means angle B plus angle C equals to 180 degree. Here instead of A I am writing B. So angle B plus angle C equals to 180 degree. But angle B and angle C, they are interior angles. Okay. So line L and line M are parallel. Since the interior angles are there, line L and line M are parallel. So this property is called as alternate angles test of parallel lines. Next, move on to the corresponding angles test. If a pair of corresponding angles formed by transversal of two lines is congruent, then the two lines are parallel. That means if the corresponding angles are congruent, then the lines will be parallel. So line N is the transversal of line L and line M. So angle A and angle B are congruent pairs, and angle A is equal to angle B. Line L equals to line L is parallel to line M. That's what we need to prove. Now here angle A plus angle C is 180 degree, angles in a linear pair. So angle A equals to angle B, that is given. Now here also I will replace that angle A with angle C. So angle B plus angle C equals to 180 degree. Again angle B and angle C are interior angles. Therefore the lines are parallel. Line L and M are parallel. That's the corresponding angles test. This is a corollary, just a simple corollary. Corollary is something where we just write, it's not a theorem, it's just a small statement that we prove. If a line is perpendicular to two lines in a plane, then the two lines are parallel to each other. So if same line is perpendicular to two lines, then the two lines are parallel. So line L is perpendicular to line N and line N is perpendicular to line M. I have to prove that line L is parallel to line M. Simple proof it is. Now line N is perpendicular to line L and line N is perpendicular to line M, and angle A equals to angle C, both are 90 degree. But angle A and angle C, they become a corresponding angles. Therefore, Since the corresponding angles are congruent, line L is parallel to line M. That's the by using corresponding angles test, we have proved them to be parallel. That's all for today. Now, out of all the theorem, you are going to write all the theorems in your notebook, but you are going to learn only one theorem from it, that is sum of all the angles in a triangle is 180 degree. That's the only theorem you are going to learn or by heart for your exam. Thank you. Stay home. Stay safe.